How are we doing? How are we doing? We are back with another episode of the Mr.Taliaferro show. I am joined by Malcolm. Again, what's going on?
Mr.Taliaferro, what's going on?
Now, just set off the disclaimer for Malcolm. Malcolm's, suffering from a little voice issue.
A little voice issue. So I'm a game time decision. So I'm gonna drop 60 like Kobe Bryant did.
As we segue into basketball, courtesy of Malcolm, let's get into the first topic. Of course, it's Kobe. Now, the last time we were here, we were getting ready for the postseason, getting ready for Golden State's chance at 73. We had no idea that we would have Kobe Bryant scoring 60 points in his finale. Before we get into that game, Malcolm, let's talk about Kobe and his legacy overall. What do you think when Kobe Bryant comes to mind? What do you think?
Legend. I mean, what Kobe did that night was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, for a second and just a slim second, I was like, this man is the greatest of all time. And then I looked down at what sneakers I was wearing and realized they were Michael Jordan.
Okay.
So
here's the thing with that. With the Jordan-Kobe conversation, I will say this. As much of a ball hog Kobe has been notoriously known for throughout his career, I want to say that with 60 points in his last game, I don't think Michael Jordan could have did that in his last game. So when you make that Michael Jordan-Kobe comparison, obviously Jordan was 6 for 6 on rings. We are not questioning his legacy. He left and played another sport. I'm just saying, when we compare the two, I'm not 100% sure Jordan could have scored 60 in his last game.
I feel the exact same way when, just looking at where they were, they both had significant injuries in the past and they both came, and did their things. But just looking at the way Kobe, just scored the basketball in his final game, it was amazing. I know he took, 52 shots?
Took a lot of shots.
I mean, it's crazy.
60 points on 50 shots.
Right. It's crazy the amount of shots that he took, but it's just great just to see Kobe Bryant go out the way the Black Mamba should go out.
Let me ask you this, Malcolm. With the rape trial and everything, does that harness his when you see Kobe, does that tarnish his resume? That rape trial, going through that, does it harm it? Or some people might even argue that it helped that he got through that and was still at the top of his game. What do you think?
I feel there's an asterisk that would always be attached to his resume, such as Ben Roethlisberger with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He went through the same type of thing. And there'll always be some type of thought about it, but will it completely tarnish his legacy? Absolutely not. I think that has no, type of grip on his legacy as far as a basketball player goes.
Yeah, when he became number 24, he, replenished his resume and his just him and his legacy as good as anybody could. Now, I'll ask you this as well. Speaking of 24, do you retire 8 or do you retire 24?
I think you have to retire 24, personally. Okay. I think that 24, 8 is just something that just can't even be touched.
More rings came with 8.
I know more rings came with 8, but it's just 8 is just already, to me, physically retired. There will never be another Laker to physically wear the number 8.
81 came with 8. I'm just bringing up to
Hey, that's very true. That's very true. But 24 is where, the Black Mamba was officially created. I feel like Kobe Bryant, number 8, was still a kid at heart. But we saw a competitor truly, with number 24.
See, I don't know about that, Malcolm, because with number 8, for me personally, that was a dominant Kobe. Now, I've had to see 24 fall off. Mm-hmm. So as much good I've seen with 24, at the same time, I've seen a lot of bad with 24 the last 3-4 years specifically. With 24, I never seen that with 8. I seen a dominant kid with the fro at times, dominate the game. I seen a dominant Kobe and Shaq with this. And when I think Kobe, I naturally think Shaq. And when he was playing with Shaq, he was obviously number 8. So I don't know. I just think it's a much tougher question than people. A lot of people are saying just retire 24. I think it's a tougher question than people are giving off.
Yeah, I definitely give you credit for that because it's a lot. 8, 24. Which one can you really choose?
Now, quickly, let's get into the game. Malcolm, you can't write this script any better. I mean, with Jack Nicholson being there, he couldn't make a movie this good. Talking about Kobe bringing his team back. Granted, the Utah Jazz were out of the postseason. They were playing for nothing at that point. You got Jay-Z there. You got all the legends there. You got Lamar Odom there. You got just so many legends, so many all-stars, some of the greatest, some of the biggest figures and names, the Kendrick Lamars of the world in the house. To see Kobe put on that one last show, Can you talk about that game? I was on the tip of my seat towards the end of that game. What do you?
For me, it was the same exact way. I mean, when I'm throwing a paper ball in a trash can, what name are we saying? Kobe. I'm always saying. I'm not saying Steph, like others might say today, but Kobe was the original. And for him to go out like he went out, it's crazy. And for, Kanye to be there, for, you said Jack Nicklaus to be there, and just, he's been at every single game for as long as we can remember. Jay-Z, you got the big names there. For him to drop 60 and give them the go-ahead with a little under a minute left and that big-time shot, I mean, it was literally kind of like a snapshot of what Kobe Bryant has done for his entire career.
All right, we'll finish it with that. Thank you, Kobe, for everything you've done for the game of basketball. I believe I got something planned for Kobe next week. Malcolm, let's talk NBA playoffs. Now, we're going to act like game ones didn't happen in every series, and we're going to give our honest, genuine opinions for each series in the NBA playoffs. Let's start it off with the number one team in the Eastern Conference. That'll be LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're taking on Detroit. This has to go forward because apparently there's a Justin Bieber concert in Game 5 in Cleveland if it were to go to a Game 5. So we don't want to have that happen. Right. Does this one go forward, or what are we thinking here?
This one will go to 5. Detroit. I'm giving Detroit a game. Mm-hmm. I love Cleveland, though, just what they have. Kevin Love is going to be the X factor for this series. And if he continues to play at a high level and Kyrie does what he needs to do and LeBron is the primary ball handler for that club, I see that Cleveland will definitely handle business in 5 games.
Yeah, with me, I'll go 5 as well. Probably the only time we'll agree. But I'll go 5 just for the simple fact I'm not sold 100% on Cleveland's defense. Not even sold 100% on their offense, honestly. And you usually never say that about a LeBron-led team. I'm just still not 100% sure that LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin can get on the same page. I think the best formula for success with this team is LeBron average maybe 20, 18 points, have 11 assists, spread the floor, and Kevin actually be the leading scorer.
Yes.
And then, make him feel good. And I think if he plays good on offense, he'll play some defense as well.
Right.
I think that might be the formula. But just like you, I'll go 5. And Justin Bieber, I don't know what you're going to do, man. That concert's going to have to get moved either higher in the day or it might not be able to happen at all because we will see a Game 5 in Quicken Lowe's Arena. Speaking of Cleveland, a team that a lot of people think might give them problems in the Eastern Conference Finals if they match up, it'll be the Miami Heat, the Josh Richardson-led Miami Heat. I like saying that.
Well, I love saying that.
Versus the Charlotte Hornets. How many games does this one go?
This will go to 6.
Wow.
I love Charlotte, actually. I'm a huge fan. A resurgent Jeremy Lin. And, you got a lot of pieces with Kemba there. Kemba is really underrated as a guard in this league. But I'm definitely going Miami. It's just too much firepower. I mean, you just have top to bottom, probably the best roster in the East, and they'll definitely give Cleveland some problems. And just from a depth standpoint, and you can't teach experience as well. And I like definitely the signing with Joe Johnson. Mm-hmm. I feel that he's really going to be pivotal down the stretch, because I don't know if D-Wade can remain healthy.
You brought it up. I mean, honestly, Joe Johnson, for me, is the difference maker, somebody that can we know D-Wade, we understand his legacy, but Joe Johnson is somebody that can calm the team down at any point during the series. He's just a great piece, that Miami got for a little of nothing. I'll say this one goes 5. I really like this Miami team. I like the focus level of this team right now, clicking right now. If Dwayne Wade and the boys can keep Hassan Whiteside focused, who I think is the key for that team, I think this one can go no more than 5 games, possible of a sweep, even though I'll give Kemba Walker 1 game because he can get hot. Yep. He plays his heart out every night. I'll give them 1. I say they probably take they'll take game 2. I say they take game 2 and take one in Miami and give Miami a scare. Miami will go on to win 3 straight from that, and then that series will end there. What we got up next, Malcolm?
We're going to go Memphis, San Antonio. Just with Memphis, what do you think, being a Memphis native? What's up, man?
Usually people sleep on Memphis throughout the country. Nobody really gives them a shot, and they really throw it to you. They give it to all these commentators and all these analysts because they go out and play their hearts out every series and usually come up victorious when they're at full strength. But this year, Malcolm, is just not the case. It's not the team. This one's done in 4.
I hate to agree with you because, I got some people in Memphis. I got, a lot of people from Memphis that are going to be really mad when I say this, but it's going to be a sweep. 4 games. Memphis should be just glad they made the playoffs just with the injury bug that they gone through. You got Mike Conley gone. you have Marc Gasol gone. So what can you really do at this point? And it's unfortunate, but Memphis, I mean, they have a great core, but they just need one more piece and just have to get healthy. So.
Mike Conley, probably will be gone at the end of this season.
Yeah.
Free agent to be. Mark's, we got to see how he comes in off that injury. But that team, man, you can see it aging. I think Vince Carter said he's going to play out the last year next year. I don't like Lance Stevenson. Kawhi Leonard gave him fits in game.
You don't like Lance Stevenson?
I don't like
Memphis?
Lance Stevenson in Memphis. I don't care for. Granted, Memphis needs a two guard that can score the basketball. I'm not a fan of Lance Stevenson. I don't like him as a ball player.
Okay.
I think he has all the talent in the world. I guess the only thing I can attribute is just not putting the work in, Malcolm.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can attribute.
I could definitely see that, but I like Lance. He just needs to be in a better situation. But
not better than Memphis?
I would tell him to go back to Indiana.
Yeah.
To be real. I mean, that's where he was most effective.
Should never left Indiana in the first place. But let's keep it moving. Portland, Los Angeles. I think this could actually be a pretty exciting series. What you got with this one?
I love Damian Lillard.
Yes.
I think Damian Lillard is the future, truly, and I want him on a different basketball team because Portland, I just feel like he cannot get it done. So I'm definitely going Los Angeles in 5. I just don't see – I mean, Damian Lillard's going to will Portland to at least a game, and, I love C.J. McCollum. He's a rising star in this league, but Los Angeles is going to be way too much, and Chris Paul is having a phenomenal season, so – definitely looking for LA to take it.
Gotta agree with you. Chris Paul's season's been swept under the rug with all the Steph Curry, everything going on there in Golden State and Kobe retiring. We haven't talked much about him. I will say this. I believe this one goes 6. Not because of what I think of Portland as so much as a team. I got respect for McCollum and Lillard, don't get me wrong. But I just think a lot of times the Clippers give away games.
They do.
The fouls, they just, that's kind of how Houston found their way. They should have took care of Houston last year and made it to the conference finals.
Right.
But they just blew an egg. And I think that same thing would happen here. I believe that the Portland Trail Blazers, they get 3 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get back to Portland, I think they take control of this series, and 5 and 6 will go to the Clippers because at that point it'll be so much media attention on that team. Are they going to get eliminated after Doc and Chris Paul did all that to get DeAndre back here? I think they'll get it together and close that one out in 6. But I do see Portland giving them troubles in the first round. Let's keep it moving. Now, as we all know, Malcolm is an Atlanta native, a Georgia native, and he's an Atlanta fan. Atlanta versus Boston. Who's going to take this one, Malcolm?
Well, my heart wants to say Atlanta because, I love my Hawks. But I really love the Boston Celtics and what they're doing. Just with Brad Stevens is one of the best young minds in NBA basketball right now. And just the way he draws up plays. And, Boston had a horrible close to the season. And they just didn't get it done effectively. So I think that fire is going to light them up. So I'm going Boston in 7.
If you got to go Boston, you got to go 7.
I'm going Boston in 7.
I'll say this about that series. Atlanta doesn't lose to certain teams. They don't beat certain teams, and they don't lose to certain teams. They don't beat LeBron-led teams.
They do not.
And they don't lose to certain teams. There's certain teams in the league, they can't beat them because at the end of the day, a season ago, they had 4 All-Stars on the team. They still have consistency. They still move the ball better than anybody in the NBA. Kyle Korver can still knock down the 3. Jeff Teague can still get you plays here and there. Al Horford and Paul Millsap, we understand what they do. I will go Atlanta, and I'll go Atlanta in 6. Like you, I do respect Boston, Isaiah Thomas, and all them boys doing down there. But I say Atlanta wins this one. Just certain teams that Atlanta not going to lose to, and I don't think Boston is.
I love that matchup between Teague and Thomas.
Oh,
that's a really, really good matchup.
Oh, my. So. I don't know if Teague wants that, man. Thomas is balling.
I don't know if Thomas wants that. I don't know. We'll see, though.
If you say so, let's keep it moving. Indiana, Toronto. It's an interesting series. I think people are sleeping on Paul George in Indiana. Who do you have?
I have Indiana, actually.
Wow.
I love Paul George.
Wow.
He's a great, great young ambassador for the NBA.
Yes, he is.
So I'm definitely going to go Pacers in 5.
I'll go Toronto. I'll change it right now. Give me Indiana in 7. Give me Indiana in 7. They beat Toronto in Toronto, Game 7, and Drake, who we're going to mention in the show later on, will be devastated. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, that Game 7 loss would happen right before views from the 6 drop.
Wow.
So I'm going to go Indiana. I love Paul George. Still love Monte Ellis. Still think he can get you 18 to 20 points, enough to help Paul George out. And I just think they can pull that one out.
With with views dropping, it's dropping at a perfect time because this is going to be probably DeMar DeRozan's last.
It's definitely DeMar.
Hoorah.
Definitely, all signs pointing to him moving to L.A.
I definitely can see him in L.A.
Going back to his California roots. Let's keep it moving. We got Dallas going against Oklahoma. I don't see Oklahoma having any problems with this team. Dallas is injury plagued. Who you got?
Sweep City.
Sweep City?
Sweep City. I'm definitely going OKC. 4 games. Russell Westbrook, triple-double king. Kevin Durant, monster. I mean, what more? I'm sorry for Dallas. I mean, because I don't want Dirk to go out like this. But, and he took a pay cut too. And that's horrible. He took all that money away from his salary just to get the team better. And they're shooting, 5 for 27? It's not good right now.
It's not going to work out. Jay Crowder guarding Kevin Durant. It's tough as it is for him. Nobody's there to guard Russell Westbrook. That's a mismatched city. I like this team, but because I have so much respect for Dirk Nowitzki and because I think Oklahoma City sleeps on the defensive end of the basketball court from time to time, I'll give Dallas game 3. OKC closes this one out in 5. Now, for the last matchup of the first round, it's a biggie right now. I think people are sleeping on Houston from a talent standpoint. We got Houston and Golden State. This one for me, Malcolm, it ends in 5. I like Houston at this time of the year just because I know James Harden is going to get to the free throw line even, 10, 12 times a game, which could change the series. I love Trevor Ariza being able to guard maybe a Klay Thompson. I love what Patrick Beverley is going to do with Steph Curry, just trying to irritate him. He'll probably irritate him just about as good as anybody else with. I'll give Houston a game. Golden State takes it in 5. What you got?
I like what you said about James Harden, getting to the line. But for the first time in his, playoff career, he didn't get to the line.
Wow.
And I just really feel that this should be over in 3 if it was allowed. But I'm going to go Sweep City again, Golden State. It's way too much. Steph, Klay, Draymond. I mean, those are arguably 3 of the top 20 best players in the NBA right now. So Draymond is really, really, really a great basketball player.
I want to take you back to the old first round ways with the best of 5 and get it over with.
Get it over with, man. I just want to hurry it up.
Yeah, I believe the first round of the playoffs won't. As you can see, me and Malcolm had a lot of 4 and 5 game series. But the first round of the playoffs won't be that exciting like it was last year.
Right.
But I think the second round.
Oh, the second round is going to be amazing.
Second round, we have some good matchups possibly. I look forward to that. But that wraps it up for us, Malcolm. Another great. We talked all basketball this segment.
We did. I mean, it's playoff season.
And you came in clutch, man. The voice wasn't a problem at all. You're MVP, man.
I tried. You told me to ball, so I'm going to ball. That's what you told me.
He told me he was going to come in the game and play. After this commercial break, we do the rumors with Carly Bourne. We'll be back with more with the Mr.Taliaferro show after this.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mr.Taliaferro show. My name is Carly and I've got all your Hollywood gossip from this past week, so let's get started. So I think one of the biggest stories from this last week is the news of Rob Kardashian's engagement to Blac Chyna. She posted an Insta on April 4th of a picture of herself with a huge diamond ring on her left hand alongside with her fiance Rob. The two are very happy together and Rob has even lost 65 pounds since they started dating back in January. But sources say that Chris is not so happy for Rob, saying that he is making a mistake by popping the question so soon. And let's not forget that Blac Chyna has a son with Tyga, who's dating Kylie, who's related to Rob. So, that's pretty interesting. But let's keep going. Teen Mom star Caitlin Lowell is heading home after receiving mental health treatments for the past month in an Arizona facility. Husband Tyler Baltier wrote on Facebook, This past month has been a little rough for myself, but nothing I wouldn't do all over again for my family. Kate's health, safety, and security has and always will be my main priority. I love you, babe, and I can't wait to kiss your face and hold you in my arms again. #Baltier Family Strong. So I think there's a lot of people supporting them, and I wish them the best as Caitlin continues to get better. So the next topic is the 2016 MTV Movie Awards. They aired 2 weekends ago, and they were hosted by Kevin Hart and The Rock. Here are some of the winners. Movie of the Year went to Star Wars The Force Awakens. Best True Story went to Straight Outta Compton. Best Action Performance went to Chris Pratt in Jurassic World. Best male performance went to Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. Best hero went to Jennifer Lawrence in The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. And so I think all of these actors are really amazing, and so I just want to congratulate all of them. They've worked really hard. But also we need to talk about the red carpet because honestly that's about as important as the actual awards. Now, Best Dressed of the Night definitely, like, hands down goes to Kendall Jenner. She wore a black laced-up thigh-high boots with a black Balmain dress, and she just looked stunning. Like, it had a slit up the side. It just looked so good on her. But while all black worked for her, it definitely did not work for our friend Rebel Wilson. She wore a solid black dress with an illusion neck, and one sleeve was illusion and the other one wasn't. But it didn't really work for her. It just wasn't, it was too boring, and it just didn't really flatter her. And then someone else who I put on my worst dress list has to be Mike Posner. Now, Mike, you are #1 in the UK with I Took a Pill in Ibiza, and you're also blowing up in the US, but your red carpet outfit was just terrible. Like, he wore this red suit, which wasn't bad, but then the, like, worst part was that he wore, like, a papier-mâché head, and, like, you couldn't see his face at all. You just saw this, like, weird thing on his head, and it just was, like, awkward, and it was just a little weird for my liking, but I guess to each his own. So next topic is American Idol. It's finally ended after 15 seasons. It was 2 Thursdays ago, was the last episode of season 15 and the series. And at the end of the show, though, longtime host Ryan Seacrest signed off for the last time saying, quote, "One more time, this is so tough. We say to you from Hollywood, good night, America." And then he said, "For now." So what is that supposed to mean? Is Ryan saying that American Idol may come back in the future? Now, I will say that American Idol has given us some amazing talent like Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, Scotty McCreery, but this show has been on since 2002, and it's become less popular as shows like The Voice have come on. All I'm saying is that good things must come to an end, so I personally am kind of happy that it's over, and I hope there's no more American Idol. But speaking of shows ending, American Crime Story, The People vs. O.J. Simpson, aired its finale 2 Tuesdays ago. The People vs. O.J. first aired back in February, and I was not able to keep up with it like I hoped, but luckily for me, I was home and one weekend, and I was able to watch all 10 episodes in one day. I watched all 10 episodes in one day, and I don't regret it at all. Obviously, I was not alive when the real case was going on in 1994, but I knew the general premises, so I was excited to see it. And I will say that it was amazing. Everything about the show got it right. They didn't leave out one detail. The portrayal of each character was spot on. And even though you know the outcome, you still want to watch it because every episode was just that good. There were also some really good actors in the show. Sarah Paulson played Marcia Clark, David Schwimmer and John Travolta played Robert Kardashian and Robert Shapiro, and then, of course, Cuba Gooding Jr. played O.J. Simpson, and Courtney B. Vance played Johnny Cochran. And Cuba Gooding Jr. said that though he was happy that People vs. O.J. is finally over, or he was happy because it was a very emotional and difficult role for him to play, but I mean, I guess he did it amazing, so I have no complaints. And I also watched it with my mom, and she said that the show perfectly mirrored the real case. Like, she followed it when it was going on, like, in the 90s. So props to FX for really getting it right, and I'm excited to see what they choose to cover for season 2. So that's all I have for y'all right now, but we'll be right back with the Mr. Taliaferro show.
All right, we talking bars right now. This is a portion of the show I've been waiting on because, you know, from time to time I like to rap. Now, we have Nikki here from the Study Break Cypher. That's something that I want you to explain it more. It's just some students on campus, they get together, and they just rap, right? Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Right. So we're called MCs and not rappers, and we have the Study Break Cypher on the last Thursday of every month, and that's at a location that we keep secret until the week of the event, and we post clues about where it's going to be held on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and we have weekly workshops every Tuesday and Thursday in the Hess basement at 8 p.m. So you should join us for that. If you're interested in any kind of producing music or rapping or singing, we welcome everyone.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You guys just decided to come together and just give, do we have some actually good MCs there, since you corrected me, you don't like being called rappers. Do we have any actual good MCs? Is there actually some talent out there? What's going on out there?
Of course, there's some talent out there. I mean, we're multidimensional. That's why we call ourselves MCs and not rappers. Yeah, there's good talent. So we didn't just come together. David Hamilton, who's a junior, and Clinton Ricks, who's also a junior, they started this in the fall. They got together and they had DJ Neda, and now we have DJ Colin. His name is DJ Cool Breeze, and he DJs our ciphers on the last Thursday, and he provides the music for our workshops as well. And so we just got together after they recruited everybody. We're still recruiting. I mean, everyone's welcome to join. And they started it, and so they decided they wanted people to have a creative space for hip hop.
Okay. So. Okay, if you got time, I want you to come out with the exams coming up. Seems like a good way to kind of just relieve a little stress, rap, get stuff off your chest. Maybe talk about how you don't like your professors or who have it, or, whatever it might be. Now, right now, Ange, if you get us back to this double shot. So right now it's time for us, I guess, to rap. Give some bars. Okay. You said you got something for me. Now, I want y'all to keep this in mind. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but I don't have anything wrote down. Apparently, she has something planned. I want you guys to, be the judge of this. Leave it in the comments below. Tell me who won. She says she has bars. I want the challenger to go first. It's an MC battle, since it's not a rap battle.
Right.
Give me what you got.
Okay. Well, hello, Mr.Taliaferro. Thank you for featuring me. I know behind the scenes they be calling you AT.
Okay.
Well, AT, let me tell you about me. Their work is just derivative. You know I am the OG. Resting on my laurels, I be feeling like I'm 8 feet tall. Up in Thompson bowling like I ball. It's the study break cipher, fresh like we just left the mall. Talking spit as you just kidding if my crew is not involved. Shouts out to Clinton and David for the cipher they created. Study break all on your playlist. I bet you try to replay this. You take the spot up top, call it gentrification. Yeah, that's the update. You didn't get a notification? We spit these bars like we ain't got no hesitation. Kill the game with these flames like it's a cremation. So let me invite you, come out to the cypher. We spit these flames like we got gasoline all in our saliva.
Okay. So tell me what you think about those bars. I'm going to give it to you straight off the top of the head. I have not wrote anything down. I'm pretty rusty. I might give you a Migo flow here. All right, let's go. What do I have? Let's see.
You want a beat?
I don't need no beat. I don't need no beat. I'm acapella, baby. Let's do this. I ball like I'm Kobe. Yeah, I'm shooting like 60 from the field. I get it in, I go hard. You know who this is. They call me AT. You on my Mr.Taliaferro show. Don't even hit the door because I need you right now for some more. We got about 2 more segments, and you already here with us. I don't know how to rap, but okay. I guess I'm just going to go with the flow. Yeah, that is a plus, though. Yeah, you know my name, though. Yeah, I bring the flame, though. Hit you in the back like I'm Django. I'm just going in, though. I guess I got to keep this going. Yeah, this is the first take. Be right back after this commercial break.
Woo!
Now, Beyonce almost shut down the internet when she announced that Lemonade, an HBO special is all we know right now, but Lemonade will be coming this weekend. We don't know exactly what that is, but a lot of speculation has been that that's another album. And as we all know, Queen Jat is our Beyonce fanatic. She's like the queen member of the Beehive. And we all know that I'm one of the biggest Drake fans that we have out there. And we obviously know that Views from the 6 is dropping at the end of this month. You know, my artist actually gives you a date and lets you know something instead of just keeping you in suspense.
Because he has to.
Anyways, Jatan Bolin is joining us today, a.k.a. Queen Jat. We're just going to get into a debate about what is more important, which album is more important for each one's legacy. With that, Beyonce's, we're just going to Lemonade and Drake's Views from the 6. Can you please tell me your opinion on this?
Okay, so first of all, the whole release date thing. Beyonce showed us at the end of 2013 with Beyonce, she can drop an album anytime, any day, and what's going to happen? She still sold over 5 million copies. Like, it's Beyonce. Like, she's going to break the internet anytime she does something, just like with the preview for the Lemonade video. And if you pay attention, she's really been giving us clues on her Instagram for like a couple of months now. Like, you go back looking through her Instagram, there's just random glasses of lemonade. There's her kissing lemons. Like, even in formation, when it's saying like slay or you get eliminated. Like, it's just so many.
You're looking too far into it.
No.
You're looking too far into it.
You're not looking too far into it. Like with Beyonce, you
Eliminate,
think you're looking
lemonade, cut it out.
Okay, you're gonna see. So far, we think that the title is gonna be Lemonade. When life gives you lemons, you turn it into lemonade. That's what Beyonce has been putting. I'm starting to see you don't know because you don't pay attention to all the
you're teaching
small
me right now.
details.
You're teaching me.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Like, it's not for sure, but with Beyonce, that's the one thing you never do. The only thing you can expect is greatness, because if you expect anything else, you don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Let me ask you this. Just one question, right? Two questions, actually.
Okay.
Has Drake not had a lot of battles in the last calendar year with names that I'd rather not say, Meek Mill, and with other rappers saying that these are not his bars and that he's been stealing bars? Have you not had this ongoing for like the last calendar year now?
Yes.
All right, next question. Has Beyonce had anybody question her for the last, I'll be honest with you, last 5 to 8 years? Has anybody, and you're a Beyonce fan, you would know this more than anybody, has anybody even got close to questioning Beyonce's legacy over the last 5, 8 years as far as a competitive number two?
People question like Beyonce and Rihanna, but it's not as publicized as it is with, like, let's say Drake and Meek Mill, or the whole Drake having a ghostwriter stuff. It's not as publicized because people know they cannot approach Beyonce like that. Like, they know they cannot approach Beyonce like that. What happened on 106 in Park when they talked about her daughter's hair? Where's 106 in Park?
So you think, so wait a minute, let's clear this up right now, because this sounds like some asinine crap. You think 106 in Park got canceled because they talked about Beyonce's hair?
What happened to 106 in Park after?
Okay.
No, they didn't talk about Beyonce's hair. They talked about Blue Ivy's
Okay, so they
hair.
talked about Blue Ivy's hair, and now 106 in Park is no longer here because they talked about Blue Ivy's hair. Is that what you're saying?
I did not say that.
Did you just
What
say
I
that?
said was, I asked you to answer a question. When they talked about Blue Ivy's hair, I asked you where is 106 in Park.
106 in Park is no longer here.
Thank you.
Okay, so that has nothing to do with anything at all. I'm gonna let you have that though.
Okay.
Drake, not only does he have these ongoing battles, he's actually in a battle with not just the Meek Mills of the world, the J. Cole and Kendrick Lamars of the world, who are on his neck. You got a lot of people who already think they're number one because their music has more substance, meaning Drake knows he has to have a number one album. Also, we understand that Drake's a big NBA guy. His Toronto Raptors are in the middle of a playoff run. Drake knows April 29th, hopefully Toronto's still in the playoffs. He comes to a lot of the games. He understands that pubbing mechanism. He understands that he can't have a flop album. In his lyrics, as of late, I got a pool big as Ye's. I turned in the hole. He's putting up them high expectations. Now he has to deliver. This album has to be classic.
Drake has to top Take Care.
Okay.
And he has not done that yet.
Well, it's been one album. Don't you get disrespectful.
No. Don't get me wrong.
Don't you get
I love
disrespectful.
Drake almost just as much as I love Beyonce. Drake is definitely my second favorite artist, like all around my second favorite artist. I told you I feel like he's the male Beyonce, but he's not all the way there yet. Drake won't be there until he can do things where people know, okay, I can't question him. People know they cannot question Beyonce. Your career
That's why it's
won't
no
thrive.
pressure. That's why it's no pressure on Beyonce to have a. People are gonna love it regardless. She could say blah blah blah, ta 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 ta, and people gonna buy. You wanna know why? Because she's gonna sing it in a way that the Beehive still gonna hop all on it. And if you talk about it, the Beehive's gonna come for you on Twitter. She doesn't have any pressure. Drake has all this pressure. And by the way, when I said he has one album after Take Care, if you're reading this too late, we don't know if it was a mixtape / album. That's what I meant by that. But Drake has all this pressure coming from every which direction. We got OVO. I just think Drake right now, at this point in his career, Beyonce's a little bit older than Drake as well. Yeah. This is kind of, in basketball, your best years are when you're 27, 28, 29, or pretty much in any sport. 27, 28, 29 right now. This is where Drake is at in his life. I think right now at the time, he needs Views from the Six to be that iconic album from him. We time to Take Care, but that was an early Drake, a less cocky, less conceited Drake. Now he's at that point where he's number one in the game. You know, he says he's number one in the game. I think he has to. I don't think there's any pressure on Beyonce. I just think she needs to put together a good album, and we know the tour is going to be amazing. I just think
I'll definitely be there.
we didn't ask you, would you be at this tour? Well, since we on it, can you bring up what day you're going, what day and city you're going?
I will be there May 1st in Atlanta at the Georgia Dome.
Okay, I think that's a good spot to visit the tour. Honestly, I think artists do better tours in Atlanta and the bigger cities, but.
She does good wherever she is. She could be at the mall.
Okay, ain't nobody arguing with her greatness. Why you trying to come for me on this?
I'm just letting you know.
I had a beehive in my mentions.
I just don't need the little extra comments and stuff. When we're talking about Beyonce, all of that is definitely eliminated.
I'm just saying, what if that's your favorite artist? What artist drops one song? Has she dropped one song from 2010, that album, Formation? Yes. That's the only song she's dropped?
Yes.
As a fan, you feel like she's taking care of you? As a fan?
I feel like Beyonce has taken care of me. She doesn't have the same points to prove as everybody else. Beyonce doesn't have to drop singles. Beyonce doesn't have to do all that. She's done so much other stuff. She's still, and that's the crazy thing, she hasn't dropped a song in almost 3 years, and she's still on top. That's why she's an icon.
She's on top.
That's why she's a legend. She doesn't have to continue to work. The other artists like Drake cannot go almost 3 years without dropping a single.
He won't go. Don't say he can't go. He won't go because he cares about his fans.
No, he won't go,
he cares about the game enough.
He can't go.
Beyonce doesn't.
He cannot do that. Drake cannot remain the sixth god. Drake cannot remain on top if he does that. He is not Beyonce. Beyonce can do that.
I have one question.
Yes.
One more question. Now, no, let's keep it in the family. Her husband, Jay-Z, was he going 3 years without music? From he's much younger, which is another topic for another day. I believe he's like 45, 46. I believe she's like 34, 35. Anyways, can he go at the time when he was like 33, 34, anywhere from that span? Could he have went 3 years without dropping a project and still be considered one of the greatest like we do?
No.
I'm just saying, she's not giving us music. Who
I
does
feel
that
like
in their 30s?
he can't do that because with the male artists, it's a lot more competitive. There's Kendrick Lamar, there's J. Cole, there's Drake, there's
at that point when he
Jay-Z.
was 34, 35.
That's what I'm saying. But there's always such a big pool of male artists that are good.
Yes.
There aren't as many female artists that are that good for Beyonce to be concerned about anybody coming for her throne.
Well,
The only person that they even try to compare Beyonce to is Rihanna, and they get shot down every single time because Rihanna is a part-time singer and a full-time model. So,
okay.
No.
But here's the thing. I will say this. The only pressure I can see coming from Beyonce's way is because I'm hearing that Rihanna has a classic. Again, I've listened to it a couple times. I'm not the biggest Riri fan.
Yeah.
I ain't in the Navy. But I'm hearing she has a classic album. I mean, we got two number with the little kiss it better. It look like that's gonna shoot the number one. We already had work number one. All right, Beyonce. I'm just saying, you think if you don't come with a classic album.
Beyonce dropped a 17-second clip, not even really singing. She's talking, and it's trending more than Views from the Six. Nobody's talking about Rihanna right now.
It's the closest thing you have it's the closest thing you've had to a song in 3 years. That's why people are happy because they just haven't heard her voice in 3 years.
No. It's not that. It's because it's Beyonce.
All right, I guess we gotta agree to disagree. I just want to say this. Drake and Beyonce are both great artists. I respect both of them. I don't want to take anything away from Beyonce. I really don't want the beehive in my mentions. And I got to thank you, Queen Jack, for joining us and talking this debate. It's a really good debate.
It's not really a debate, but
I don't have time to do this.
We can just leave it to the viewers. We will see which album prospers more, which album makes these artists legendary and iconic. And I'm sure it's going to be Beyonce.
Let me end the show now. I want to leave you with a simple quote from Drake. Life is what we make it, and a chance is like a picture. It'd be nice if you just take it. For my executive producer, Angela, associate producers, Queen Jack and Malcolm, and everyone else that made this show a success, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. It's what I don't take for granted. Let's get ready for next week's show, as it will be our season finale. You wouldn't want to miss it. Thank you, and we will be back next week.